Day. We're so glad we're recording. So next week on Tuesday is Colorado Gives Day. So we're really excited that they push those two so close together to make our lives extra difficult. So I'm going to stay out of it for the most part, but I am going to let Evelyn run the show as always. And I'm going to do what Kim did last time, and I'm going to monitor the chat. So if you have any questions, then please go ahead and pop them in the chat. If you don't know how to do that, that's totally fine. There's a little word bubble at the bottom of your screen that says chat, and you can just type in there. And if that still doesn't work for you, unmute yourself and shout at us. That's fine too. And if I don't get to your question fast enough, please just go ahead and unmute yourself and let us know. We will try to make this as efficient as possible, but thank you for coming, and Evelyn, into your extremely capable hands. You guys, she made that sweater. Unbelievable.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody, and I'm really, really glad to see you all the people that I can see. And I'm going to ask you to unmute yourselves because first, let me tell you what we're going to do tonight. And then I'm going to ask to see what you guys have done since the last time we were together. So what we're going to do is we're going to seam our, those who are following me, seam our little Peace Pals. This is what it should look like if you are knitting with me. And then we're going to stuff the head. Then we're going to cinch the neck. And then we're going to keep on going. So we're going to try and get most of it done today. A lot of the seaming. If we have time, I'm going to explain about very, very basic hair styles. Not really styles, just really just basic hair, and how to make faces. So with that done, has anyone got something to show? Because I'd love to see it.
Sorry, I'm like sideways. We don't have any idea why, but this is I turned my computer and I was a different sideways. So we don't know what's going on, but there is my little person, and I don't have any stuffing. My stuffing is somewhere else.
Okay.
So
it looks about right. You're so tiny on the screen.
What?
Kelly, how can I see her?
I'm trying to unpin you.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure how to do that, but I'm on it.
All right. Oh, that one, you've got the hair.
Yes, I did the hair. I thought we were supposed to have done all the way through the top, so I did that.
Glad you did. Good for you. Everybody, I think, may be at different points, because I sent out the I'm trying to explain here. So it looked good, even though you're sideways.
We don't have any idea why, but it is. And if I turn my computer, I'm a different sideways. It's not, I don't know, weird, but sorry, I can turn my camera off if it's too weird for people.
Nope, you're good.
I'm not sure I can knit anyway because I have a dog in my lap.
Okay, we
and I don't have any stuffing.
Okay. Do you have do you save little scraps of yarn?
Well, I have tons of those. Yes, I do.
And so do I. You can, we're jumping ahead, but you can use them to
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I would say is if it's like a very white or light shirt, then put your light colored pieces in
Yeah,
there.
'cause I did a white shirt and red pants.
Yeah, so you don't want the yarn to show through, but if you have
Right.
any stuff, just, yeah, put it in there.
It should be good for the head though, right? Because the hair and the head are dark.
Yep. And
There's a
then,
lot of hair on the inside.
yeah, it always helps with the eyelash hair, but yeah, go ahead and you could do that.
Okay.
So who else has something that they would love to show? Coralie.
This is the little guy that I finished from last week.
Oh, I
And
love the
this
color.
is the one for today, not done or anything.
Okay,
There he is.
looks like you're
Maybe it's gonna be a she, because I'm thinking of putting hair on the top, like a messy bun.
nice, nice. Excellent. That looks beautiful. I like the purple. That's a really deep, deep purple there.
Look what the self-striping yarn did. It looks like I planned it, like stripes here. I didn't
Fantastic.
plan that at all. It just came out that way.
That's really cool. Oh, I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
And Vicky's still sideways. All
Is
right.
that better, Evelyn?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you, Coralie. That was great. Anybody else has something?
That looks like a Christmas one, Beverly.
Pamela Stevens.
Yeah, I have three. These are three of my favorite ones here. I've got, you can see them okay. Got
Oh,
this
very
one, and this little guy, and this little gal.
well, yeah.
Cute.
Very cute. Nice.
Yeah.
skirt. Very, very nice.
Well, I am a crocheter. I have my crochet hook. So I'm just kind of here. I did watch, I wasn't here last time. I did see a little bit on YouTube, but when you crochet in the round. So you start at the top and work down.
Fantastic.
This is one with some of the eyelash yarn on.
And you crocheted with the eyelash yarn?
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
cool.
It's not fun, but it's getting better the more I do it.
It's not fun to knit with it either. Oh, that's gorgeous.
And this is another thing I'll do with the hair is make curly cues. And it's got
Aw,
curls
cute.
all the way down.
So cute.
And sometimes a
That's
little bow
adorable.
with the neck.
Wow.
Crochet also?
Oh, so
Make
cute.
curly
Yeah, I'll
cues.
crochet. I don't know how to knit. I do just
Okay.
crochet.
Fantastic.
She's adorable.
You're very nice.
How did she make curly cues?
Do you know how to crochet?
Not much.
Okay. So with the curly cues, you do a chain and then you do 2 stitches in each chain coming
Oh.
back down. And so then it twirls. Some people will do 3. So
Can
if
we
one
see
stitch
your
go-
doll up close to the camera? Oh, that is cute. I want to try that.
Nice. Nice.
Marla, show us while you're talking so your face will get bigger.
show us what?
Show us the doll up close while you're speaking so that
Oh,
you're on.
okay. Yeah, this is my doll here with the black hair. It's got curls. And then here's one with maybe brown will show up a little bit more
Yeah, that's easier
with the
to
curly cues.
Cute.
Sometimes I'll do braids
Mhm.
in here too. Those are easy and fun to do.
very nice. Anyone
Just
else?
regular yarn you're using. That's not the eyelash stuff, right?
Correct. It's just regular yarn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can also do that knitting, but we'd have to Google it. I don't know.
I've got directions somewhere on my computer. So when we get to fancy hair, I'll tell you how to do it knitting.
Okay, maybe in January.
Yes.
We can do fancy hair.
Wait, it's hard to know who's talking, isn't it? Okay, does anyone else have something that they would like to show? I'm gonna say that's a no. Okay. So I got a camera right here that's gonna do close-ups of the of what I'm doing so that you could see those who need to need to see the work up close. I'm gonna see if I can figure out. Well, now that we have a different screen, my switch camera thing is gone.
Can I ask a question before we move on? Do we put the faces on before, do you put the faces on before you sew them up or afterwards?
I personally put them on afterwards, but lots of
Okay,
people put them on, lots of people put them on before. So try it both ways, and whatever works for you is what you should do.
okay, thank you.
That makes sense. You try it both ways.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch. We're gonna start, those who wanted to see seaming. That's what I'm gonna show now. I don't know what it's gonna do to the screen, but we'll give it a shot. There we go. Okay. So here is,
And
This
now I have to mute everyone, just so you know, Evelyn, so it doesn't show everyone else's screens.
okay. I guess if anyone has a question or needs help, use the chat. Okay. So here is what it looks like when you have all the knitting done. And the top looks like this, and you've got your
Evelyn, I muted you.
how's that?
That's good. Yeah. Sorry.
It's funny. Okay, so I've got 2 needles that I use for sewing these up. And one is, I can't see what I am doing. One's a sharp tip needle and the other one is a blunt tip. So I'm going to start out with the blunt tipped needle, and I'm going to do my my initial seaming with that. And if the camera starts losing its focus or is it lagging behind, please let us know and I'll slow down. And let me get my glasses on so that I can see up close. Okay, so I always pull, where'd it go? Here it is. I always pull nice and tight those stitches that we just put our needle through. And I look for a nice row, the nice row of stitches. So they're going to look like a V. You know, V's from knitting. I don't know if you could see that, if it's big enough. So we're going to start on the side, the opposite side of where the yarn comes out. So if the yarn is coming out here, I'm going to put my needle in first on the opposite side. I'm going to the outside of this V. So if this is the V, I still want to see the entire V. So I'm going to the side of it and I'm going to go through 2 stitches. Let me see, focus. So I have 2 stitches there that I'm going to go through and pull nice and tight. Then I'm going to go on the other side and look for that first row of V's again on this side. Right here. Is that it? Yeah, right here. And here. And here. I'm going to go to the outside so that I can see the entire V. I can still see the V. And I'm going to go again through 2 stitches. And pull again, nice and tight, because I want to close that hole that's right here. Then to the other side again. I'm going to go in next to those V's and I'm going to pick up 2 stitches if I can find it. Those are the next 2 stitches. And then to the other side again. So this is the mattress stitch, and it's done from the right side of the work. It's not done from the inside. And as you go down and you keep doing your 2 stitches and 2 stitches all the way down, it's going to make a very nice seam. You couldn't even see that there's a seam here. Does anyone have any questions about that? Has anyone done the mattress stitch before?
Oh,
Can you-
yes, it seems like magic.
I love yeah, it is. It's magic. And somebody had a question. Hi, Kathy. Nice picture. Oh, there she is.
So, Evelyn, Coralie says that sometimes she has problems matching colors together when doing the mattress stitch.
Like this, getting the stripes to line up with each other.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do 2, Coralie, and then I just take it out a couple of stitches and then try doing 1 stitch on one side. And it might even actually work, happen to me this time. Sometimes I'll take it out, and then if I do 1 stitch on one side and 2 on the other, see if that makes it line up, or 1 stitch on the other side and 2 stitches on the other. So let's see what this is going to give me. If I go for 2 stitches. Okay, so it is, I think, not going to line up for me. So it didn't really, you see? So it didn't line up. It should be a perfect line. So I'm going to take it out a couple of stitches. And try with, like I said, 2 on one side. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Yep, I have to fiddle with mine too, Coralie. All right, so, oh, actually, maybe one more. Okay, so it looks like I have more stitches on this side left to do than I have on this side. So I will take 1 on this side, one ladder or whatever they're called, rung, I don't know. And then 2 on this side and see if that evens it up. Better, we'll see. Nope. I don't think that fixed it. Hmm. Third time's a charm.
I hope this is making you feel better, Coralie.
But the thing this is also one of those quality control things. Keep going until you like it. Okay, I think I got it now. All right, so then you just keep going down till you get to the bottom. Here's the magic that Kathy was talking about. You can use a different color yarn. I'm using the hair yarn all the way down. And it looks like you're gonna see it. But when you pull it, it all goes inside. Isn't that cool? I love that. All right.
I have never been a part of such a quiet workshop in all my years.
Because everybody's muted.
I know. If they weren't, they wouldn't be able to see your hands though.
Can everyone see my hands? See everything? Good enough? Good.
Lots of nods.
Good. Pretty big.
Whenever
Ellie-
you take a break, I'm happy to unmute everyone.
Oh, okay.
Kelly, you could put a spotlight on her hands and that way they'll stay,
That's what I tried to do before.
and it won't do it?
I
Huh.
couldn't, I mean, I was just following Google's instructions. So tell me another way to do it.
So on, if you click,
I
if
just
you,
hit spotlight for everyone, right?
no, if you click on hers because you're the host, yeah, it should spotlight it for everyone for you.
But I click on spotlight for everyone under her 3 dots, right?
Yeah,
And that's what I did before, and it would not
it didn't
work.
do it, huh?
Well, I'm gonna do, hang on.
Try it again.
Let me try this. All right, hang on. Yes? No. Yes? Does everyone have a big version
Big
of?
on my screen, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it shows up.
Okay, wonderful. So now I don't see Kathy and she's talking, so that's great.
I see Kathy. Kathy and
Um,
Kim and
But you
Vicky.
don't see her big, right?
No, I should be small when I'm talking still.
You
Okay, so
are.
I'm gonna unmute everyone and then we'll see if this party can really get started. Okay.
Mute. Okay. So people can just unmute themselves.
Yes. I've asked everyone to unmute if you choose to. You don't have to be chit chatty. That is not required of these.
So I love watching you do this. I do when I do the mattress stitch, I don't weave the ends in, and I just pick up the different color as I go and tie a little knot. Um, as I go down the body with the mattress stitch. But I can see how neat this is, the way you're doing it.
Evelyn, you're muted.
How's that?
Yep.
I am just using, I'm not using different yarns all the way down, Kathy. I'm just using the yarn from the hair.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, and it's easier. You don't have to bother with any of those other ends. You leave them inside and they can be part of the stuffing. All right, so I'm down by the shoes. All righty. Okay. So I've got my little tube and I'm down by the shoes. I'm gonna put this end, there we go, in. Then I'm gonna go to the inside a little bit. And I'm gonna go up a little bit and make a knot just so that it's inside. I'm gonna just stuff everything inside except for my cast on tail. I'm gonna use that to do the feet. Now I have, because I cast off the sweater color, there we go. It's easier to see. I cast off the sweater color and so I have this ridge here. And if you follow it around to the back, it looks like this. So I'm going to use this tail to neaten that up a little bit. So I'm going to go under this stitch here. And then down on this side, and it looks like you could see some of the yellow. I didn't pull that tight enough, so I'm gonna cover that up. Then I put my needle inside. Oops. So that's the back all seamed. The next thing that I do is I stuff the head. So let me get my video. There we go. So for stuffing, you already had a little bit of a sneak peek. There's a couple of things that I can use to stuff the doll. So mainly I use just the polyfill. This is polyester, and you pull it out and you want to fluff it up a little bit before you stick it in. That way it's not so condensed and you don't use quite as much. That's going to go just in. Another thing that you can use that's nice to use, but it's expensive, is wool. It's yeah, it's very, very nice. It's pretty expensive though. So I only use it if I'm making pals out of wool. So if I'm using wool yarn, then I'll stuff it with this. And I get it on Amazon, and it's pretty expensive though. So I don't use it as often. But if I do, then you also fluff it up a little bit before you put it in, so it's not so condensed. And then the last thing that I was saying before is you can use your little cutoffs. I've got just little pieces of things that you cut off here and there. I save it all. You can just stuff it right in there and use that as stuffing. Is there a reason to use wool stuffing? Hi. Oh, wow, lots of stuff. Phone calls, reasons to use wool stuffing. No, I think you can use your cast offs with wool. You can use the polyfill. It's just a preference what I have, you know.
Is there stuff you shouldn't use, Evelyn?
Not that I can think of, except for I think one time Kim was wondering in the summertime when we did the Create-a-thon about using cotton balls. Remember that, Kim?
I
And
do, because that's all I had on hand.
Yeah, I think he said probably not a good idea because if that does get wet, it's gonna mush. Yeah, so that's the only thing that I can think of not to use.
I love the idea of using it's Kim. I love the idea of using those little scraps.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
Not throwing anything out, hopefully. But, you know, so in what, like I was telling Coralie, maybe I was telling Coralie a few minutes ago, if you have a really, really light shirt or pants or face, you don't want dark stuff in there because it might show through. But if you've got, you know, if you have a choice, use the white and the light and the yellow as opposed to the black scraps.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that works. Okay. So let me put a little more stuffing in.
Hi, Closer.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just talking to my cat. Sorry, my mic was on and I was talking to my cat, who's talking to me.
And Darlene did say that she's in a quilting group and they use the leftover batting from the quilts to stuff them, which is brilliant.
It's like the same stuff, isn't it? It's stuff like that. Yeah, mushy stuff. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I don't stuff the whole thing right away. I just stuff the head and a little bit down on the neck. Then I take a piece of yarn that's the same color as the shirt. And I'm gonna use that to cinch the neck. Why I use the same color, I could use any color, as you saw, I think, with the mattress stitch, but sometimes when I'm seaming the arms, I get a little hole, or you could see, maybe I put a little bit too much stuffing in there. So if I have something that matches, I can fudge it, use a little duplicate stitch, or close the hole if I use the very same one. So I use something that's about the length of my arm. And I put it again on the blunt tip needle. And now I'm going to switch the camera again so you can see. I'm going to, the knit stitches, each one is like a little V. So I pick up, and they're, next to each other. So I'm going to pick up one leg of the V and not the second one leg of the next V and not the second one, all the way around. And it's going to make a neat cinch for the neck. So let me switch the camera. I'm getting the hang of this. Pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to start in the back on my by the seam, and I'm going to grab the right leg and then the right leg of the next stitch and the right leg of the next stitch and the next.
Evelyn, what brand of needles are those? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't. I just
Okay.
got them on Amazon. I
Okay.
looked up blunt tip needles,
Okay.
and the other one is sharp tip needles. They come in like a little container that almost looks like a test tube.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it had several needles in there. And I also got my sharp tipped ones. And it was nice to have many because, they get lost in the sofa.
Of course, as do tape measures and double
Needle,
pointed needles and
all that stuff. Does anybody have a question about this process?
you make it look easy.
It's not too bad.
I think when I first started doing them, I just tied just tied around and
Okay.
just pulled like a band of even like like a bow around it.
Yeah.
And I think that this way makes the face look better.
Okay.
It
I
makes
got
more of a little neck.
it's a good neck. And I got this idea from that Esther Braithwaite lady who does Comfort Dolls and Izzy Dolls and stuff like that. Okay, so now I'm going to, I don't know if I should have showed you. I put the ends together and kind of pull so that I have an equal amount of yarn for both arms. This I'm going to use for the arms later. And this is where I make my knot. I try and make it as tight as I can because it always seems to loosen up when I do the second one. Kind of hold it with my thumb and make a second knot before it loosens on me. All righty. So that was the next thing. So after this, I stuff him the rest of the way, or her.
So Evelyn, I have a question. It's Kim again.
Hi, Kim.
So you stuffed the head and like the torso, and then you tied the neck. Why do you do that?
As opposed to doing
Stuffing
what?
it all at one time, or
Oh, because I stuff it a little bit just so that I can do the neck. And if I stuffed it like all the way and did the neck, it would be coming out the bottom.
okay.
That's
okay.
just the way that I do it.
Okay.
I know that there's other ways to do it. This one just works for me. I know there's a way some people put the neck cinching in, like Barbara, who did the workshop with me in the summertime. She put in a little, she put in the string for cinching while it was still flat. And then I think she had someone else do the stuffing and all that, but she already had that string in there.
Okay.
This just works for me.
Okay.
It was easy for me to pick up those every other leg. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that answered.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's always a zillion ways to do everything in knitting. So try, whatever works for you. It's just the way that I've been doing it. Okay, so like Kim said in the summertime, for those who went to that create-a-thon, don't overstuff it, because if you overstuff it, one, it's going to be harder to sew up, and two, the stuffing is going to show through. So I actually think I have too much. So the head is going to be nice and round, like a ball, and the body is going to be more flat. The body's flatter. So I've got, I think, enough stuffing in there. So now I'm kind of going to do the same thing around the bottom. I'm going to take part of a stitch, part of every cast on stitch. And again, I'm still using my blunt tip needle. Now I hope, this is the thing that somebody asked about in the summertime, and I couldn't find a way to show it very well, but each stitch has like a front and a back, and it's kind of like the V that we did before. And go through every other. So there's another. Skip this one and go in here. And it's like a circular motion. So I'm kind of coming from the leg out. From the leg out. Now I've come to the end of the round or whatever you want to even call it. But I always close it up again. I'll go into like the first stitch on the other side so that it closes it up nicely. And then just pull real hard, put the stuffing in. Now I want to make sure that this little hole doesn't show, doesn't open. And what I do is I take my yarn, I'm in the back by the seam. I'm gonna come over the hole. I'm gonna put, my yarn is gonna go over the hole. So I want to bring my needle in from the other side. All the way across. And keep pulling nice and tight. To close up that hole. And now I'm going to switch to the sharp tip needle because that to me is easier to get through the stuffing and everything. Alrighty, so here's the seam in the back. A little bit sloppy, but I can fix that when I'm done. So you're gonna want to go, now your yarn is in the back of the doll, so you want to go through to the front and try and center it in the middle of the doll. And then just right through to the back. Right on that seam. And then down. To the middle. And I keep looking at it because sometimes it turns out that I've got uneven legs and I cannot find a way to figure out where that yarn is to pull it out and do it again. So I just try and really pay attention, try and get the legs even.
Does anyone have any questions? No?
I'm just watching with so much interest because this is really different from how the original pattern does feet. And it I don't know, it just makes these really super cute little feet, little
No,
shoes.
the reason I'm doing that, Kathy, is because I can't make those other feet look good. I have tried it. I know you do a really good job and you make the long dresses and you seam the bottom. I can't do it. It just turns out bad. So I found this alternate way and it
Well,
works.
I'm going to start making my feet like this because I think they're really cute.
Thanks.
And I know that sometimes you put little socks on them. In fact, I can show people, if people can see me, the one you made for me with
Got
the super cute little, look at those super cute little Mary Janes that she made.
James, yep.
This is a doll she made for me. It's me.
Oh, that's darling.
Is that it's so cute. It's right by my computer.
Mhm. That's happy.
But I love how the little just how the little feet look. They're just kind of they're cute. They're cuter because
I
they're
agree.
rounded.
Thank you. It's not my original idea.
Evelyn, this is Kim. I don't understand why this is just knowledge I lack. Why are we not seeing that dark green yarn as you go up the middle? Is it just getting lost in the puffiness of the stuffing?
It's between the stitches and it's because it's being pulled so tight. So
Okay.
it's like it's in there. You wouldn't
Okay.
see it. It's because it kind of makes, I don't know.
Okay.
Does that make
Yeah, I just thought you were gonna have this dark green seam going up the middle. So that's just my own lack of knowledge. So,
you have to pull it real tight.
okay.
You do. You have to pull it tight, otherwise it is going to show. Actually, I think I can, no, I don't know what. Yeah. Anyway, you go up. I can actually see it here on the back. I don't know why. Probably because I'm not in the correct lighting or in the correct seat. Can't see it from the front. Anyway, go up about to where you think legs should stop. And okay. I think that's about as long as these legs are going to be. So the last stitch I'm going to put in, but I'm not going to come out the front. I'm going to go in and I'm going to try and push it all the way down to the bottom of the foot, somewhere here. And then pull real tight. Now I'm going to make a knot. So I'll either do the kind where you go around the needle and then pull it through, or I'll bring the whole needle through and then through the loop and make a knot that way. At the bottom, nobody's going to notice it. And then I stick the needle in and then out somewhere. Pull it, pull it, pull it nice and tight. Snip it off. And it's going to go magically boop, right inside. So you can't even see that. And then you take this and you put it in your scrap bag. All right. Are there any questions so far?
Evelyn, it's Kathy. I was wondering when you use your scraps for stuffing, do you chop them up or do you just put them in as, I assume they're not rolled in balls. That would make bumps.
No, no, they're
You just
not.
have little fluffs of ends of yarn.
Yeah. And no, I don't cut them. I just stick them in.
Uh-huh.
Something like this I would undo,
Sure.
but yeah, just stuck them in.
Really helpful tips, Evelyn. Really helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Well, that's great because you go and you weave in ends on a project and you've got that whole little handful of fluff, and
Mhm.
I've just been throwing it away.
Well, now you have a use for it.
I do, yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. So the next thing then is to use these strings that we use to cinch the neck, and I'm going to use them to define the arms. So again, with the sharp needle. My um, my arms are 8 stitches wide. So I want to count over, if here is my seam, and sometimes I can't see my seam, but you know what, I can feel it. So if you can't see it and you do feel it, I think my seam is right between this row of stitches and this one. So I'm going to do the left first. I'm going to count over 4 rows. So 1, if I could see it, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This I think is my 4th. And then I try and mark it with my thumb. I'm going to put my needle in to the neck and try and come out there by my thumb. That should be 4 stitches. And before I commit myself to it, I just count again. 1, 2, oh, if I can only see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So then I'm going to pull it through. And then it's the same as the leg. You're going to go in and out and in and out. So I want to count 8 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is my 8th row right here. So I'll put my thumb there. Go in here and out by my thumb. And that should be 8 stitches. And pull it nice and tight. I'm going to go down and out. And a lot of times I have to count those 4 stitches and those 8 stitches every single time.
But you could put a stitch marker on each side, right? If you wanted to. For
I bet
those.
you could. You could. That's a smart idea.
Evelyn, how did you decide on that size for the arms? I always find that I just don't feel very confident about getting a cute size for the arms. And how did you decide?
on 8 stitches.
Yeah,
I
especially if you're using a different size. Like right now, I'm using kind of a light worsted weight, so it's a little heavier.
Okay. I also made this guy, he's worsted weight. And I just did 8 stitches for him too.
Mm-hmm.
So I have, I think I told you in the pattern that I make, I do like 35 stitches. So my chest is 9 stitches. That it just, I don't know. When I did 6 stitches, which I think is I think 6 stitches is what they call for in the knitting for peace pattern. The arms look too skinny to me.
Uh-huh.
So I figured I would try 8. I like it.
Yeah, it just looks like a really good proportion.
You know, I make so many of these and I know that you do too. So go ahead and try different things and see what you like and what looks good to you. Seven and 5. All right. So then I'm going to stitch all the way down to the pants. So that arm's done, and I'm going to do the same thing. Make a little knot. Pick up part of a stitch. Make a little knot. Nice and tight. Put it in, and it can come out anywhere. A little bright.
Hi, this is Darlene. That is so cute. I have always used a sewing thread to make the legs and the arms.
How did that
You know,
work?
just a thread. I thought that's what I've always used. But I kind of like this idea of using the cinching thread yarn to make the arms. What a neat idea. I
It's
have
one,
a bag of shells that one of my knitters made. I said, if you knit them, I'll stuff them. And so I have a whole bag that I have to stuff. That's my January project. And
wow.
so I'm looking forward to following your instructions and doing that.
You'll have to let me know how it turns out.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Yeah, it's kind of neat because the yarn, you can't really see the yarn. You can't see the thread either. I would use like black and white, you know,
Right.
and you can't
It's
see
one
the
less,
thread because you pull it so tight.
and it's one
But
less step then. You don't have to use thread, just use something that's already here.
yeah, I like that idea. And your piece builds are so cute. I'm looking forward to faces.
Well, you know what, we can do, I'm thinking, I'm not gonna do the other sleeve. You guys, you know, it's the very same thing, just on the other side. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was basic hair. So this guy has, what did I want to show you for hair? Those are faces. Okay, so hair. This guy is, oop, let me turn the camera. Woo. Okay. This guy is just, he's got short hair. He just has short hair. There's nothing, nothing fancy about it. It's just hair. This guy has the very same thing, but his hair is yellow. I can add some stuff to it if I want, like the dots that we just saw. I can add braids or whatever, but I'm not going to show you how to do that today. The other thing you can do is, instead of saying this is hair, you could say it's a hat. This one has a hat. The difference is I did the first row with, the first row of color is knit. And then the second row you can see is like a little ridge. On the wrong side, on the back side, I also did a knit row. So I have like a little brim for the hat. So that's just going to be a hat for this guy. Then I don't have a lot of dolls here, but I have a million pictures on my telephone, so, or my computer. So let me show you other options for basic hair. So these two, there we go. That's the same. So this guy just has a bald head. This guy has, I don't know, a beanie or a cap. This is the guy I just showed, or one really like it. This is a hat that the first row is still a knit row, but then the second row I did a knit purl to make what do you call it? Ribbing.
Rib.
To make ribbing, yeah. And then, do I have another one like that? I don't. Okay, and then this one, she just has bangs, or he, and these are just straight stitches. You you bring the needle in. Well, maybe I'll do that on, I can do that on this doll, because I happen to have a gold piece. Good, that matches. So with a blunt needle, you'll go in like anywhere. Like within the V of a stitch. And then bring your needle out. And leave a thread. So then you're going to make some bangs. Usually I do the eyes first so that I know where to put them, but there's a little pair. And then I bring it up and in. Maybe some hair on this side. The last thing is you're going to bring your needle out the same hole that you started in. So you see where this is coming out? You're gonna bring your needle right back in that very same hole. Oop. Now she's got some hair, some bangs. And you just tie these in a little knot. Uh, And then with the crochet hook, you're going to go in somewhere and you're going to come out again in that very same hole. And you're going to grab these yarns and you're going to bring them right into the hole, right into the head. And that's some bangs.
Very cute.
If you don't like it, you can just snip them and pull them out. And if that knot is still somewhere, stuck in the head, that's okay. You don't see it, it doesn't bother anybody. And then the eyes go and then the little mouth. That's the same way that you can do buttons, couple of stitches for the buttons. So that was that. And now I can do, what else? So those are some bangs. You can do for like knotty hair or knobby hair. This I think is just garter stitch. This I think is all reverse stockinette, and this might even be textured yarn, like with little nubs in it. You could do that. You could do the, I don't know, the eyelash hair. But like someone said, the crocheter, I'm sorry, I forgot your name and you're not up here. It's hard to work with. It really looks amazing. It's adorable. I mean, you can't beat it. It just looks so doggone cute. It's just hard to work with. And then here is a combination of a hat and some bangs. So any combination of those. Then I wanted to, is there a
Those are
question?
adorable, Evelyn. Those are just adorable.
Oh, thanks. Thanks very much. Are there any questions on basic hair? Because if not, we probably have 10 minutes and I can show you quick faces, or I can just, the faces that I use are from the video that lady, the Knitting for Peace video. And do you guys all know where that is? It's on YouTube. So Knitting for Peace has a YouTube channel and there's only a couple of videos on there, but I think the August Create-a-thon video is up there, and I think that the last, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Good job. Good job, moderator. Yeah, there's a video on there by the former, was she the executive director before you? Yeah, very sweet lady. And she shows you how to make faces. And those are the faces that I use. So, well, I can just show you this way. Here's this guy. This is using yarn. but oftentimes, especially on the little guy, I will use embroidery thread. And that's the same, let me switch the camera. That's the same face. Just one is with yarn and the other one is with embroidery thread, because this guy is small. So another face that she has, and I don't have it there. The difference, these faces with the white eyes and the black pupils work really well on the dark-skinned pals. Light-skinned pals look better with this eye, and it's just this is also yarn, and it's just you go over a stitch or a stitch and a half 3 times with black yarn, and then you bury it the same way we did with the hair, and then this is just a little V for a face. Now another cute, oh, and here's another guy. Here's the dark hair, dark-skinned one with the dark eyes, just to give you a comparison. So try it all and see what you'll like. The other eye that I really like, and I don't think I even have a picture of it. Yes, I do. This guy. It looks like he's laughing. I just think that's the cutest little face. It's an upside down V. It just looks like he's laughing so hard that his eyes are closed. So that's another that's really very, very cute.
Evelyn, can you chat about what we don't want?
Oh, what we don't want are X eyes. And you want to know what's funny? I found a book in the library, and it was how to make a lot of these dolls. It was like you could make Christmas dolls, you could make clown dolls, and they are telling you to make the X eyes, and it just looks so bad, but it does. It makes it look, it makes it look like the doll is dead. You know, like somebody sewed its eyes closed and it's already dead and been embalmed and all that. So yeah, that we don't want that. Is there something else that we didn't want with eyes? We want natural color eyes. So the dark eyes are good. On dark skin, I have taught a couple of, maybe I can count them on one hand, African American or just African students who had blue eyes. And I think that has to do with their heritage and possibly maybe their forebears were slaves that were taken advantage of by blue-eyed people. Not sure. But for these we really like to have the dark brown eyes or the black eyes, right? Is that true?
Yeah, and I would also say sometimes just with face comes like people will put earrings and stuff. We want to be careful about what's hanging off them too, just as that's usually fine, but we don't want beads and stuff to come off so they can be eaten.
Right. Just do everything with yarn. There's no reason
Yeah.
you couldn't put a little French knot on the side if you wanted to make earrings, but probably not, definitely not beads or anything like that. You could make a necklace with yarn, you know, make a braid or something that just goes and looks as if it's a necklace.
This is Darlene again. In the olden days, we used to use buttons for eyes, little shirt buttons, because we had 2,000 shirts, and so we had 8,000 buttons. And then it was suggested that we don't use buttons anymore, so we don't do that anymore.
Right, no buttons, because it could go to a baby, you know, it could go to a baby or somebody who's belongs to an older sister or brother, and the baby gets it, and then the baby's swallowing the button. So that's a choking hazard. So if you did want to make buttons on your shirt, you just make them the same way as the eyes. I think that's it. Next time.
Evelyn, really quickly, do you think that we have time for, if people want to share, they can put in the chat or say out loud one thing that they've learned tonight?
That would be very nice.
Yeah, we would love to know what tips and tricks and cute little tidbits you guys picked up. So feel free to say it out loud or pop it in the chat. We would love to know.
Like to know if it's working, if it's helpful.
It's been really helpful for me to work on that mattress stitch to get my seam in the back looking really nice. That's really helped me a lot.
It might take some practice, Pamela, but go ahead and keep trying.
Yeah, I noticed already. It's looking much better.
And you can use that for sweaters. I knit sweaters in pieces,
yeah.
and I sew up the sides, mattress stitch. Love it.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you, Coralie, for saying that you make the mattress stitch. You like that too. Cinch yarn, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're seeing the chat with like Sharon says everything. This is my first look into how to make these cute pals.
Oh, good, Sharon. I didn't see that. Very nice.
Darlene, I like the idea of using the cinch yarn for the arms.
Better, thank you.
And she wants your sweater, so don't meet up with Darlene in person.
I just learned that the trick of using the little little pieces to stuff the dolls, to me that's so obvious but so cute.
Oh, good. I'm glad it was helpful. Oh, Alana.
So much. Maybe I have to do. I learned a lot about the mattress stitch and also I have no more ends and no more stuffing because my head is done. So I have to go find some more scraps of yarn, I guess.
And where's the rest of your stuffing?
In Florida.
Oh, well, and you're not, I assume, right?
No, I'm not. No, I'm in New Jersey and my stuffing is in Florida. So, but I had enough, I think, to stuff the head.
Good. So
I have to say, these are a little fiddly to me, and this might be the only one I ever make.
Oh, that's okay. You know what? You come back next time and you can knit a hat or a scarf.
I'm working on mittens. I have a pair of mittens already. That's what I did because I forgot to grab scissors. So I didn't do the neck yet. I have to do the neck, and I'm out of stuffing. So,
well, we're not required to be making.
I know.
To be together, and hopefully next time you'll be. Side up.
I'll be back in Florida, so I will have my stuffing.
Okay, excellent.
Vicki, this is Kim. I don't make Peace Pals either, but I feel like I learned so many cool tips and tricks tonight that I just want to make a Peace Pal to try them out. I'm like you, I make mittens because they're pretty straightforward, but I don't know. I love these little tips and tricks that Evelyn shared with us tonight. So I might have to get on the Peace Pal wagon.
Well, what I want to say is if you go ahead and start one and you get stuck and you can't figure it out, or you don't like it and you think that you could improve it and you don't know how, ask me. Either bring it to the next one or email me. I think I gave it. Let me see if I can give you my email again for anybody who wants to get in contact with me. It's just evelynholmberg@mac.com. Yes, because they're fun and they are easy, but we also do need mittens. So I know, Kim, you're a mitten lady.
There's a few things in the chat, Evelyn, really quickly. Mattress stitch and the calculations. Ramiro learned that that is for all of the arms and legs and how you sewed it up. So that's great. And Sharon did have a question. Is it easier to work these in the round so that you don't have a seam?
If Sharon, are you on the screen? So I know where to look now. Okay, Sharon.
She's waving her hand.
Oh, do it again. Oh, hi, Sharon. There you are, right in the middle. I love to knit flat. If I ever have a choice between knitting flat and knitting in the rounds, I always knit. Because of the way that I knit, I put my needle right in the crook of my hip. I put it like right, right here when I'm knitting. So it's held. So it's not moving. I don't have two things moving. I only have one hand moving. And that's what works for me. So I would say, I know that there's a pattern for knitting Peace Pals in the round. I've never tried it because I prefer flat. So I would say whatever you're used to and whatever works for you, do that, because you'll feel more, if you're more used to working in the round, you're going to feel more comfortable doing that. And then you don't have to worry about that seam up the back. But if you just would rather do it flat and seam, then go ahead and give the mattress stitch a try. Do you normally knit in the round or, yeah?
Yeah, I like to work in the round, just basically because I hate to seam things.
Okay.
I like to work in the round. I've made them using Magic Loop, and I've made them 2 at a time.
Wow.
And so I go back and forth, I have to say I have some pretty some beautiful wooden straight needles, and I don't use them for that many things. So that's why I started doing them flat as kind of a variation of, but it's just like knitting a pair of socks, and so if you love to do that, they come out beautifully. I would just say I usually add an extra stitch rather than subtracting, because that seam, makes a little bit of an extra stitch.
Sure.
For knitting flat, is that what you're saying? You add an extra stitch?
For knitting in the round,
Oh,
you kind of lose, for me, at least for me, I always get just a little bit of width with the mattress stitch, and it just, I don't know, it just, I'll add a stitch.
okay. I am not a sock knitter, so that does not appeal to me at all.
I have our dinner's ready. It's going on 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. So I will see you guys in January.
All right, bye
Bye.
everybody. Thanks.
And I did put the link for signing up for the January one. What are we expecting in January, Evelyn?
Trying to find my notes. I am pretty sure that it is fancy hair and
Accessories, fun hair,
oh, there you go.
glasses, and all that fun stuff.
Hair, hats, glasses, accessories, duplicate stitch for the shirt. So for hair, I've got there's braids, there's curls, and different kinds of hats, scarves, stuff like that.
You have a request for skirts?
Oh, skirts.
January?
Yeah. I am not sure that was going to be done at the next one, but there's going to be
It's
more.
ongoing. Yep.
Yeah, so I think skirts were, yes, homework for January. I would love to see a completed doll from everybody with a face and basic hair. If you could. And then if we're going to come back in January and we're going to do different hair. And so I would say come with a doll that either has hair like this or hair like this, and we'll learn how to add to it and make different hairdos. So you wouldn't, if you don't get the face done, that's okay. Although it is easier to do the hair with the face. Yeah, come with something like this, and then we'll do some different kinds of hair. And hats, because hats are fun too.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you all so much for being here. We're so grateful. You have Evelyn's email in the chat if you do have any questions for her. Again, it's just her full name at mac.com. And you can always get a hold of me at kelly@knitting4peace.org. And if you have any questions, let me know. The sign up is in the chat, or you can find it on our website for January. But we really just wish you all a wonderful, peaceful, quiet, joyous and warm holiday season. And thank you all for helping us provide that to our community members that need it the most. So thank you all for being a part of that community. So reach out if you have questions, and then we will see all of your bright and shiny faces in January for accessories and fun hair.
Thank you.
Bye.
Evelyn.
Thank you. Thank you, Evelyn. That was
Thank you.
great.
And
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays.